we should talk about scams for that seniors with
Sure.
vulnerable seniors. Let's talk about scams
Scams
that
and
are
spams.
aimed at seniors.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
My goodness, they aim at. First of all, to me, it's amazing that in this day and age these things even happen. What kind of person would take advantage of vulnerable people and try to rip them off? I mean, it's just astounding
It is.
that we even have to deal with these things, but we do.
We do. Yep.
When my mother was living alone, she lived alone in her condo until she was 100 years old. And she called me. She said, "Oh, Dan, I'm so upset. I'm going to be thrown in jail by the IRS." I said, "What are you talking about?" They said that I owed much more than I paid and I didn't pay it and I'm delinquent. And I said, "Mom, relax. It's a scam." She said, "No, they sounded real. They were legitimate." And
Oh, no.
oh, she was like crying. She was all upset. How do we deal with that? How do we console people and make them understand that this is just what happens today?
I
And
think that we touched on this in the last episode with Matthew. It's it's education of the residents. It's giving them the people and the communities when they're not living alone. Like your mother called you, you were her lifeline.
that
And
that
like Valley, they knew to go to me, our business manager, or our executive director. And a lot of the seniors now have emails, they're texting, they've got Facebook accounts, they've got social media. They're moving right along with us. And we brought in the Hartford Police Department to speak to them on what not to open. If you feel like it's like something to worry about, it probably is. So just sit tight and find the person, your family member, the one of the directors that can help you. And I had a resident run into the room saying her that she got an email that something was charged 700 and something dollars for Norton antivirus or something like that. And I was like,
yeah.
no, that's a scam and they want you to press on it. And I said, let's shut everything down. And I had her call her son and they verified the account was okay. And it was the first real lesson I had on, oh my gosh, these residents that are connected and really connected to the outside world are being scammed just like we are. It happened to me today. I pushed an email that looked legitimate from my cousin in Atlanta. And I then thought to myself, why would my cousin John send me an email, paperless post? He would never do that. My sister-in-law, his wife, I guess that would be like my cousin-in-law, would send the invite, not John. And then I texted
Wow.
John and I was like, John, did you send a paperless post? And he's like, absolutely not. It's spam. I was like, oh, here we go.
We
But
talk about and everyone talks about it being so dangerous. But what I do, either with Claude by Anthropic or ChatGPT, every time I get one of those,
you
I
put it
take a
in.
screenshot of it and I send that screen. I put that screenshot. I enter it into ChatGPT Claude, and I said, "Is this real? Is it fake? And tell me why."
Yeah.
And they go, "Right, well, it's fake because this wouldn't be normal, and this wouldn't be like,
Yes.
yeah,
And the
the
number.
number's not right, and the
Yeah.
address is not legitimate. They would never send from an address like that."
Exactly. I got one this weekend from Zelle. It was from a person that obviously had bought something from me in Indiana. And she said, I think I accidentally sent you a Zelle payment. And it was a mistake. So I immediately just went into my financial portal and sent or a message through the portal to my bank and said, this person said they accidentally sent this. And I put it on my bank. I'm like, I'm not sending something back because I don't know who this person is. They're not in my contacts. They very well could have bought something a long time ago, and but I'm not gonna open that can of worms because if it is a spam, then they're right into my financials. So we have to, it's a dance of who do you trust and who do you steer clear of? And
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent on if it doesn't feel right, take a breath, pause, and find someone that can help you figure it out.
Yeah, but the problem is what they do is they look for ways to make you feel right.
Absolutely.
Don't suspect that there's a scam. That's the problem.
True.
That is
True.
a real problem. Problem for me, I got uh, uh, an email from a really good friend of mine today asking me if I like this piece of music. She does send me emails a lot and we share music back and forth, but it was just that and a link. I thought to
Yeah.
myself, well, I think it's her, but what if it isn't? So I was very hesitant. I haven't opened it yet.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would not until you confirm. And those are the best ways, especially with the amount of emails we get now. And most of them are spam. Some of them are scams, but a lot of them are just spams. They're just sending out thousands of emails to people who have clicked on these things. You know what, Dan? We can't figure out everything to tell people about being scammed or
yeah. So we can
all
move
of
on from that.
yeah, it's a good point as you get a call during the middle of our
It
podcast when
stops
you
the momentum.
yeah, you just I think find your lifeline in this world, especially as it relates to scams, especially. Spams are just annoying, and we'll all try to do our best to keep
Yeah.
these horrible people at bay and away from our beautiful seniors.